Sean Strickland has again taken on the role of caustic orator, heading into UFC 297. During a media event leading into his pay-per-view title defense, Strickland responded in a fiery way when asked about comments he made years ago regarding having a gay son. Sean Strickland spoke.
I'm glad to hear it. It's been great.
Are you Canadian?
Of course I am.
Are you part of the fucking opposition? Are you?
I don't know how to phrase that.
You got like fucking. Yeah.
Well, I did want to ask you.
Did you vote for Trudeau?
I'm not going to say.
And let me tell you something right now. If a man says he's not going to say, like, if you ask a motherfucker, did you vote for Biden? He's like, well, I'm not going to say. That's none of your business. He voted for fucking Biden.
Sean, Sean, I'm glad you've had great experiences.
So this is what I'm talking about, you guys. The enemy of Canada.
Sure. All right. That's what it's got to be. It's got to be. We've got a pretty supportive gay and lesbian community in this city. I did want to ask you about something you wrote a couple of years ago. You said if I had a gay son, I would think I.
Oh, look, another reason I'm saying to you, the swamp, you guys, the swamp.
You become a champion, you become a star, and some would say.
Let me ask you something. Are you gay?
You had the chance to interact with a more diverse.
Are you gay?
Could I get an answer?
Well, I'm asking. This is a part of. Are you a gay man?
I'm an ally of the community.
Okay. If you had a son and he was like, you had a son, he was gay, you'd be like, oh man, you don't want a grandkid?
No problem with it.
Oh man, well, dude, you're a weak fucking man, dude. You're part of the fucking problem. You elected Justin Trudeau. Like, when he sees the bank accounts, like, you're just fucking pathetic. And the fact that you have no fucking backbone, and has he shut down your fucking country and seized bank accounts? You ask me some stupid shit like that? Go fuck yourself. Move the fuck on, man.
Really, that doesn't really answer the question, but I did want to ask also things you said about the trans community. You said this past October when they announced the Bud Light sponsorship that you'd go so hard on Bud Light in your next fight, they'll have to accept me or denounce me when they know what, and will know what they stand for.
This guy's like that. This Canadian's not that Canadian.
Are you still going to use your fight time to kind of speak on that?
Here's the thing about Bud Light. 10 years ago, to be trans was a mental fucking illness. And now all of a sudden, people like you have fucking weaseled your way in the world. You are an infection. You are the definition of weakness. Everything that is wrong with the world is because of fucking you. And the best thing is the world's not buying it. The world's not buying your fucking bullshit you're fucking peddling. The world is not saying, you know what? You're right. Fucking chicks have dicks. The world's not saying that. The world's saying, no, there are two genders. I don't want my kids being taught about, who they could fuck in school. I don't want my kids being taught about, their sexual preference. Like, dude, this guy is a fucking enemy. You want to look at the fucking enemy to our world? It's that motherfucker right there, asking these stupid fucking questions. Sorry, I told the UFC I was being nicer. Lance, am I still good with this? Did I cross any lines? Hello, what the fuck? I didn't say the F word. You just brought this fucking guy in here to piss me off.
Check out some reaction comment from Emma Community.
Next, let's take a look at Khamzat Chimaev believes he beats Jon Jones. Khamzat Chimaev, who doesn't have many nice words to spare for most fighters, believes Jon Jones is still the best in the world, but he also believes he can beat him in a fight. Speaking on the Smile to Jana podcast, Borze said, Jon Jones still is the best fighter in the world right now. He has most title defenses, he's a 2-weight class champion, and he never lost still. He's the youngest champion in UFC history, so for sure he's dream match for everyone who wants to be in the history books. About a fight with the bonuses, Chimaev says. Depends which weight class. He's now a heavyweight. You're asking me. For sure I think I will win. That's a hard fight for everyone. Next stop is Dricus du Plessis on potential showdown with Khamzat Chimaev. UFC middleweight Dricus du Plessis recently weighed in on a potential fight against undefeated sensation Khamzat Chimaev in the future. In an exclusive interview with Sportskeeda MA's Andrew Whitelaw, Du Plessis discussed his future plans and the prospect of defending his middleweight title against Chimaev if he wins the upcoming title clash against Sean Strickland. Strickland will defend his title for the first time against Du Plessis in the main event of UFC 297 this weekend. Dricus Du Plessis outlined his ultimate goal of being a two-division champion and speculated who he might have to defend a potential belt against. Yeah, I think you know. Am I willing to say that I'm definitely defending against Khamzat? No. I saw a lot of reports saying that Izzy is there, we'll see what he wants to do. To me, it honestly doesn't really matter. I'm there to be the champion and do what I have to do as a champion. Defend my belt. Obviously, I want to go up eventually in my career and go for a second belt. However, the South African was very vocal about the UFC 297 headliner being his primary focus. He went to great lengths to explain the level of his focus, even reasoning that he had zero plans beyond the title fight. However, the South African was very vocal about the UFC 297 headliner being his primary focus. He went to great lengths to explain the level of his focus, even reasoning that he had zero plans beyond the title fight. But right now, everything ends for me. It's like I have a date with Destiny next week, Saturday. Nothing in my life goes past that. I don't even know what I'm doing the next day. I don't even think about anything that happens. No plans make any difference. There's no plans for the rest of my life. My life ends on Saturday night. I'm either gonna be the champion of the world or I'm gonna die trying. And that is a fact. Dricus Du Plessis discusses brawl with Sean Strickland, reveals if Tarzan bit him. There is a lot of bad blood between Sean Strickland and Dricus Du Plessis. The two brawled each other octagon side at UFC 296 after tensions boiled over. Strickland launched himself at Du Plessis, and only after a brief scuffle were the two separated by security. Still, Knox commented on whether Strickland bit him during the brawl in the interview with Sportskeeda MMA, saying, "I could feel something like that. I remember thinking, did this guy try to bite me? Because he was grabbing my head and pulling it down to the side, and I just shoved him to the floor. I guess that was the biting action. But no, I didn't have any marks. I think it was this left here."